They can't. It's very intense. What the f***'s going on here? Is this fella going to get on the stage? Hang on a minute. You know, he's got a chip.
Yes, people, it is the following day. How was last night?
Last night was unbelievable in Preston. Fantastic crowd. You couldn't wish for a better crowd. Very, very, very receptive. Soon as I walked out, laughing a f***ing heads off the whole place. Brilliant night, it was great. And Will MC'd and he done a fantastic job as well. He had him in the palm of his hand right from the word go. So I thought it was a marvellous night, great night.
Big thanks to Hayley and all the staff there. Tonight we are off to Hull. The third time we have done this venue over the last 18 months to 2 years maybe. Great pal of me dad's, Tony Booth, ex-boxer. You might know him from, he knocked a fella out, didn't he, by doing the alley shuffle.
That's exactly right. I'm not sure. I think it was in Portsmouth or somewhere, or Southampton. I remember Tony was telling me he's boxing this guy, and professional boxer, you know, I think he fought David Hay. Actually, Tony Booth, he was world class, could have been the world champion. Things would have been a bit different for him, bit of bad luck. And he was fighting this guy and getting heckled a lot by the crowd. And all of a sudden, he done this, like an alley shuffle, very reminiscent of an alley shuffle. He done the shuffle, and he just gives the fella a big left hook and knocked him right out. Good lad, Tony.
Belter. So yeah, heading down to Hayward Park and Hull tonight. It's a long jock, but Jerry Joxley Senior is now in the passenger seat, and taking over is Mr. Joxley himself. So 2 hours 47 on the drive for tonight. I've had a sauna this morning. I've done a little bit of a walk to get my steps in with this fella who's in the back, Jack Ryan.
Hello.
Straight out of a cryogenic chamber, isn't he, Dad?
Yeah, well, Jack Ryan, very strange really. I was watching a thing on YouTube the other night and it was like 10 strange mysteries. And one of the mysteries, it said the case of Jack Ryan, born in the 90s, but born with the hairstyle, the body, and born with a set of clothing reminiscent of 1973.
Oh, you saying about that?
Nothing wrong with my hairstyle.
As I've said before, he's a total throwback to the 70s. He's a stand-up comic and he's an old-fashioned kind of 70s comedian. Does a lot of material, does very similar material to what comics would do in the 70s. I watched an old video last week and I think the comic must have been, I think it was Roy Walker or somebody like that, somebody like quite old now, and he was doing this routine in the 70s, and I won't tell you what the gag was. Jack does exactly the same gag.
Jack, have you got anything to back yourself up on that?
It's all bollocks. Tell us the joke.
The joke was, he said, I had a girl in my car and I put my hand on the leg and she said, you can go further. I was in Blackpool, put my hand on the leg and she said, you can go further if you want. So I drove to Fleetwood.
It's a decent gag, I think.
Did Walker do that joke?
One of those comedian on the old comedian show, I can't remember. It may not have been Roy Walker.
Yeah.
See any of your jokes there?
Yeah, you just have to Google Eddie Collington.
Eddie Collins, Eddie Collins, a big fat comedian. He's dead now. Good comic.
Yeah, no, you battered his gear.
I don't do Eddie Collins' stuff. My stuff is a lot of it's kind of like audience participation.
If you haven't seen this last vlog, it's freezing downstairs. They have a big massive blow heater and it's organised chaos, wouldn't you say, Dad?
It's absolutely incredible and unbelievable. The first time that we did it, we went in the dressing room. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was pitch black and freezing cold. It was just like walking into a fridge that had been switched off. So Will had to do a little bit of PR on it and spoke to them and said, we're not coming back again unless you put a bulb in the dressing room at least. And you put some kind of heating. So what they've done, they brought this, like, they probably got it there tonight. It's like something that you see in an airport hangar. A huge, it's like a rocket ship, and it's cold, and all of a sudden it clicks in on its own. It goes, oh, huge blast like the Concorde of flames and smoke, and everything comes out and heats the room in about 3 minutes. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, the editor was laughing, saying, Callum was saying, I have to edit that and heat it out, so try and...
Why did he have to?
Because he keeps going in the background.
Go away.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a lovely sunny day. You can see here in the posh part of Crosby in Liverpool, and we are just about to kick off. So, long jog, feeling good, Dad?
Yes, feeling very good. A fantastic night last night. I mean, all these shows that we're doing all over the UK, it's just raising our profile.
Oh shit.
And it's just we're getting out there to everybody, you know, getting people come and watch the Frankie show. It's the best show that you'll ever see. It's a fantastic night. So come and get on it, come and watch it, brilliant.
Haworth Park, 113 miles away, and you will see on here our arrival time is 5 PM, so we've got an hour to stop and grab some chicken salad, zanies and all the rest. Did you bring a meal prep?
No.
No, I didn't either. Right, we're gonna get on the road. See you in a bit, peeps. Dad, you're making Darth Vader noises.
Oh, shut your fucking big mouth, off. Control, I'm in control. I'm in control of everything. Yeah, we're coming over the M62, just coming by the sign for Ripondon and Saddleworth. Well, I know it is the highest elevation, which means it's the highest point of any motorway in England. I'm not sure whether it is in Scotland or Wales or whatever, but in England anyway, this is the highest point. And a bit further down from here, we come to, I think it's the sign for Huddersfield, but before we get to it, there's a sign saying you've reached the highest point of any motorway in the UK, which
Why does it go so high?
Because there was no other way of going from what was the old Lancashire, Manchester, Liverpool, over to Leeds and Bradford, but to build it across. See there? Can you see that now? Highest motorway in England, 1,221 feet. So it's the highest point, but actually, my ears are popping now. Jack's in the back, Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
Will's here.
My right ear just popped, I didn't know what.
It's like being in an aeroplane. Very interesting. When they built this motorway in the 70s, the M62, I've seen a few documentaries about it. It was all swampland and marshland. It was terrible to dig through. They had to kind of get bricks and boulders and stones and rocks from everywhere to try and drain the swamp and make a foundation to place the motorway on. This is probably the one of the only motorways in the world, probably, where it splits into two. And the reason it splits into two, there was a farmer who actually refused to move when they were building the M62. This was all farmland, marshland, and so what they had to do was build the motorway around him. So there's one lane going east to west, one going west to east, across the Pennines.
Did we go past his yard?
I think we go past his a little bit further on, we'd be able to see his little farmhouse, or his little house where he lives.
He's still alive?
I'm not sure if he's still alive, or probably from the 70s, it might be his kids who are alive or whatever. You can see there where the motorway is the two lanes or two sets of the motorway.
Is this his gaff?
This is his place there. You can see it now, look. You can see, you should be able to see. You pointed at that house, Will, just to make sure I've got it.
Yeah, just get that thing out the way.
See that house? That's where the farmer lives, or where he did live in the 70s, and he refused to move. So, see the motorway over there? You have to build it going over towards Manchester and Liverpool, and this way going east to get round his farm. How interesting is that? There's his farmhouse. So yeah, it's absolutely fascinating, isn't it? You know, this is one part of the journey why me and Will, we love, and Jack, we love working around the clubs, going all over the UK, because there's lots of information, a lot of trivia that you can find out, very interesting facts about the UK.
Anyone who knows anything about that farmhouse, throw it in the comments below, because I don't know whether that's legit. Might be able to find out from Google, but if you know that fella, I would love to be able to interview him with me dad, maybe go to his house and find out how the f he lives in the middle of the motorway. What do you reckon, Dad?
Well, he lives in the middle of the motorway, and people will say, how can he live in the middle of the motorway? Obviously, you've just seen from there, he's got quite a huge field around his house, with the motorway on one side going one way, the motorway on this side going the other way. but apparently he's got tunnels as well, where his cattle, where his sheep and his cows and things can walk underneath to go over there and over there, which is part of his farm. But very, very interesting.
Sweet. Continuing on the job.
Watch out, vehicle on shoulder ahead.
We'll see you when we get to the service.
See you in a minute.
In the wild. Last night a DJ saved my life in Heartshead Mall.
We're in Heartshead Mall. We've got a Starbucks drive-thru to go through. There's a Waitrose, a Burger King, and a Starbucks, and a KFC, which are quite fancy. Just over there.
Oh, I'm not going over there now.
We're going to Starbucks instead.
The motorway. I've got a fell off.
It's just a bridge. My dad's not a big fan of heights, so instead might have to get a Burger King, Jack.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? It's not as appealing as a KFC, to be honest.
No. He was going to toss himself off.
What about the toasted sandwiches that we normally get?
Yeah. I'm up for that. My dad just fancied a toasty, but me and Jack really want a KFC, to be honest with you. So we're gonna go grab one. And we've got to walk over this mad fucking bridge, which I'm not fazed about at all, because I don't think it's gonna take us long. But we'll show you what it's saying. I think it's just what they call like an overpass or something. I don't know what it is. This is like the I'm a Celebrity bridge. I feel like Nigel Farage right now walking down the I'm a Celebrity bridge.
What motorway we stood on? Hey, just get me there.
Does feel a bit mad, doesn't it? Right, we've left me dad, he's gone for a Starbucks toasty. We were fucking starving, so what have you gone for? Fill them in.
Singatown burger.
Let's have a look at it.
Sorry if you can see it in my mouth.
Some chips, anything else? Bit of chicken, anything else in there?
Chicken thighs, gravy obviously.
What happened to that corn on the cob thing?
Didn't come actually, I don't think so. Didn't come, but I'm not bothered because we actually came.
Nice.
What have you got?
I got fillet burger, a mini fillet, and some rice, trying to stick to me macros. Jack starts his meal prep, so what do you start your diet plan on Monday, so
Never felt better. Me and Will are in the gym 5 days a week for the last 5 weeks.
yeah.
Obviously you've been going for ages, haven't you? Never felt better. Recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, definitely. Get yourself in, you can still have fast brands like this. I'm going to do a little bit of a taste test on this. So I've got a fillet burger. I haven't had KFC for years. Fucking heavy. Like that.
You don't feel as bad when you know you're eating proper chicken, do you?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably not as nice as that.
Yeah, but
That looks fucking unbelievable.
hang on, do you want to get a little...
Yeah, let's have a little bit of a fucking shot of it.
Hang on, go over it a bit. You ready for this?
So what is that if you're ordering it? Do us a taste test on it, lads.
Don't really want to stick this in me gob and you get it on camera. It's got a hash brown on it.
Nice, looks fucking heavy. Unreal.
Let me just say this on this burger now we're talking about it, because don't really talk about food much. This used to be called a Big Daddy burger.
Okay.
KFC. He stopped doing it, he used to get to the counter one day and said, Big Daddy burger please. And like, no, don't do them anymore. All they've done is changed its name. It's still the same fucking thing.
I'm starving, so I'm gonna go and enjoy this. Already battering it. Catch you in a bit, people. Gonna go and tuck in. Catching up with me dad, we've moved to Starbucks where he's chilling out. What have you had to eat?
Cheese toasty.
Any good?
Okay, you know, nothing to write home about, but it just stops you feeling hungry until later.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Just cheese, yeah, no ham.
No ham, cheese.
You speaking to a fella in the car then? What
He
was
was shouting me over. He just follows us, follows all the vlogs and everything, and got talked. So I had a picture with him and his little lad. Ryan, nice lad from Wythenshawe, South Manchester. You know, we just had a bit of a reminisce of the clubs in Manchester. There used to be the U-Tree, used to have acts on there in the 90s and things, and Utopia. Good lad, and he said, is that Will? Is that Will? You know, so
Go on, that's nice.
they got on you, yeah. So it's great, you know, it's lovely to meet people, and you feel as though you're appreciated, and all the hard work's not in vain when you're going around all over the UK, and invariably you always get someone who recognises you. And Jack Ryan's been recognised today by the author of Tom Clancy. So anyway, we're on our
What
way.
coffee have you got?
I've got a skinny latte,
Nice.
very nice, a very cheese toasty. For about, I don't know what, about a couple of hours now, an hour and a half.
Yeah, not far at all. Yeah, just ordered an iced brown sugar oat shaken espresso here and a double espresso so I can get an extra oomph for the final bit of the drive. But yeah, KFC hit the spot, didn't it, Jack?
KFC provided us with some hot food rather than just a little toasty.
Yeah.
It's alright when you're on the road. These service stations, they're mad, aren't they? The amount of different ones you go to on the road. Remember the one we went to on the way down to Birmingham? That was okay. That was massive, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. The one with where Richie Sunak lives.
Oh, I know, yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go get stuck into these coffees. Back on the road. Another hour and 25 or something to go. It's only 4 o'clock, so we've got shitloads of time. Let's go, people.
Oh, just look, we've only got an hour and a quarter left, Bill.
What's your quote of the day?
My quote of the day is, we're in Hartendmoor service station. I goosed up here in '88 on the floor in the Travelers.
What's your cappuccino saying?
And that was at the bathroom door.
So, we've just got in the car and we are on the way back. We've had our KFC.
It was lovely.
Yeah, sorry, what noise you were making?
Oh, hang on, do you want to start it again then? Because what a noise! It's a fucking burped. I've just had something to eat and a
I
coffee.
thought you were going.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is.
You won't stop picking on me.
So basically, this is the last time that we're going to be able to speak to you freely until we get to the venue. So, if anyone saw the last vlog that we did in Hull, they were unable to play music and play a vocal track at the same time for some odd reason, and it killed the end of the show, didn't it?
It killed the end of the show, and we'd rehearsed it earlier on. It did work when we did it, and the DJ was trying to get
YouTube
the
on all
Sweet
this
Caroline
shit,
song on YouTube to play at the same time I was singing on the mic. It just did. When we went to do it at the end, it just didn't work.
So
it all fell to pieces. So I don't know what the fuck.
So immediately after the show last time, I spoke to the manager of the gaff and said, "Look, here's the notes from the show. Next time we need to, you know, there's a few tiny bits that need sorting. Timings were a bit of an issue because they asked us to get on really late. There was a singer on before us, which they've eradicated for this show. They haven't got a singer on this time. And the final was we need to fucking sing that song at the end. But when I spoke to him yesterday, I was like, so have you sorted that out? And he was like, I don't know, I'll have to find out. To be honest with you, it makes my nerves go through the roof because you're walking into something and you don't know what to expect. But these things can make a big difference.
Look,
it can make a huge difference to the night being an absolute
we're gonna be there in an hour where we can suss it all out.
Yeah, so what I'm saying to you is, what do you think before we get there? Do you think it'll be sorted or not?
I think it'll be sorted. I think last time, if you remember, it did work once. It worked when we done the sound check. We got it working. The sooner we get there, the better, and we can go through it.
Right, so we're gonna get there an hour before doors. Now it's saying 5:41 arrival, which is fucking perfect. Back on the road, people.
Let's go. See everybody in a minute.
Dad, just tell everyone what we're up to on the way, what we've been up to.
Well, we're on the way now. We're only about, how long away? 20 minutes away from the venue. So we've done fantastic. Will's done a great journey, jockey, you know, drive.
What do they call me, Dad?
Jerry Joxley, and I'm Jerry Joxley Senior.
Yeah.
Now we've got Jack Ryan in the back. We've got Will Granny.
Joxley, you mean?
We've got Frankie Allen. We're gonna have a fantastic night tonight. So it's gonna be brilliant, and it's always a pleasure really driving in the summer. I know it's not the summer, it's April, but after February, be coming into March, It's great for comedians when you get into these places because you're travelling in daylight. Nothing worse than going out in the winter. We've all done it, going out in December, January, November. Pitch black at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So much more difficult to drive in the dark. When you've got the daylight, you can take your time, take in the scenery, enjoy your trip. There's loads to see. So we're 20 minutes away. We're going to have a fantastic night.
We've just had a quick chat with Neil at the venue. He promises us that we've got security on. We've got an operator to organise the sound. And there has been somebody working since 1:30 p.m. this afternoon to make sure we're going to be able to sing this track. So music to my ears, every box ticked. We've got a fuck off big blow heater that's going to be in there, even though it might not be that cold this evening. There's a curry on, so excited to get a bit of stuck into that as well. And look at the road, show them the road. That's fucking great, isn't it? Sound, innit? So
Feeling great about it. We've done it many times. I know the crowd here. They're a brilliant, fantastic, wonderful crowd. But what I was saying last night to Will, without trying to sound big-headed or blow my own trumpet, how much is the crowd and how much is my performance improved over the last, like, what would you say, 12 months?
yeah.
There's a bit different in it than what it used to be.
In what way? What do you mean?
I'm going to do more different material now.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more confident. I don't know. What do you think?
I think we're getting more well-oiled and slick with it. We get a lot more people who are bought in mega fans. We know how to run the show. We know the timings of the show and what works. Like last night, we started the show at 7:45 because people were all just sitting there ready and waiting. But we just got to be firm and say we start the show at this time. Whether the interval is longer, that's fine. It doesn't make any odds. But it's all about starting the show at the right time. But my dad was fantastic last night. He's in a much better mood today, which is great for us. Jack, can I just have a quick chat with you a sec? Let me just ask you this question.
You want me to come on the couch?
Just, don't want you to come on the couch.
Come on the casting couch?
Oh!
Speak to Jack Ryan here.
Always saying vile
Can I
stuff,
just say
Jack.
something? Don't put that in the fucking vlog.
Make sure you put that in the vlog, mate.
No, don't put that in the vlog.
We are just going past the Dog and Duck pub in the middle of, I don't know where the fuck this
some
is.
lovely village that we're in.
Show them, Dad. It's heavy, isn't it? Oh, yeah, lovely little village we're going through here. Belts a little evening. 18 minutes from the gaff, arriving at 20 to 6, which gives us tons of time because I want to stop for petrol so we don't have to get it on the way back. And yeah, all fucking good. As my dad would say, I'm going to take a short break while I
Fill this dickhead in.
See you in a minute.
So we have arrived here at Hayworth Park in Hull. Done this venue many a time. Here's the pitch. And then upstairs. Yeah, upstairs. So last time, the very first time we did this, when we came in, the room was fucking heaving. We were walking past all people and stuff, but as you can tell this time, it's nice and relaxed. So we'll get in. The room, I'm sure, will be all set up. Taking you downstairs, guys. So it is the second right. In here. Boom.
No heater.
Sorted. Yes, gang, what's happening? We're here at Hayworth Park in Hull. I'm in the dressing room, which you might recognise from last time. I want to show you around. Jack Ryan's got his stuff hung up, or my dad has, either or. I've just got a nice little vanilla Coke from the shop. But once again, it's fucking freezing, and this time there's no blow heater. So we've got a little heater from downstairs, from upstairs should I say, and if you walk all the way back here, you will find my dad and Jack chilling. So, why are you chilling back all the way back in here?
We're chilling back in here because the room that we stayed in last time, that they brought in a big heater for, you know, like a big space heater, a mad thing, it's not there. So the room is fucking freezing. So we kind of stolen, fucking hijacked, borrowed, whatever, a heater from upstairs to plug in, but there's not even a plug on the wall in there, so we've had to come into the back room where they've got a couple of plugs so we can plug in.
Yeah, how are you feeling about it, lads? Jack's just saved the day, by the way, guys. Can you explain why?
Because before we got here, we wanted to check whether the speakers were set up or the mic was sound checked. Anyway, this technician had come along and said that he couldn't get it working because he couldn't get the mic working at the same time as music. And the music needs to be played when Frankie walks onto the stage and when he sings at the end of Sweet Caroline. So I went in and had a little fiddle with the mixing desk, plugged the wire in. To be honest with you, we wouldn't have been able to do it if you didn't have that wire with you.
Yeah.
But you brought that wire with you, plugged it in, and now we can get it working. And they were all adamant that we couldn't get it working, and now they're all gobsmacked that we've got it working.
Yeah, it was sound. It was funny.
We've stunned them. We've stunned them.
Well, it was funny because I said, the young lad was there, Luke, and I said to him, fucking hell, you had a technician all day. What the fuck was he doing? And he went, I say he's a technician. It was my dad.
Boss.
Yeah. So, I mean, Dad, just fill everyone in, because, like, look, I'll be honest with the vlog. I'll be honest with everyone here. Like, I love high-spec venues, right? This type of venue, I hate. It makes me nervous, it makes me stressed, it makes me panic. There's more things that can go wrong. I think it's a worse experience for an audience. Stuff like that. I'm not being detrimental to the venue. I'm not, you know, trying to be derogatory and say that it's a shit venue. It's great for the majority of people. For somebody like me, who loves operating at 11 out of 10, it makes me shudder, because I like things being done tip top. Whereas these we're talking about, they actually quite like it, and you quite prefer it in a weird way.
Well, this is where me and Will are what you call diametrically opposed. The way I was brought up on the clubs, social clubs and pubs, I've done some of the roughest places in the UK. So somewhere like this I feel very comfortable in. Don't forget, I've done places where I've been fighting on stage. You know, people have jumped me, tried to attack me. I've had to put them in a fucking headlock and hit them and got them out. Or I've been in places where there's been big brawls in the audience. You've had to wait till it settles down and go back on. So it doesn't bother me. I feel quite comfortable. Don't feel afraid at all. So I'm not saying the rougher the better, but I'd rather be in a place like this, a rugby club, a rough pub, an old football club or something, than be somewhere. I don't like the theatres. It's a bit snobby. Okay, the people that are coming there aren't snobs, but it's just the way it's run. Everybody's seated, everyone's sitting right, you know, you're looking at the audience, everyone's in these rows. They're like, it's a captured audience. It's too easy. Nobody gets up, nobody goes to the bar, hardly anyone goes to the toilet. They stay there, they're just staring at you. It's like a fucking staring contest. I'd rather have it when you're in a place like this, someone's gonna heckle you, someone's gonna shout out, someone might kick off a little bit. I love that. You know, I took to that when I first started working at clubs, like a duck to water. It doesn't bother me at all if there's a bit of trouble. I like it.
Like when we rock up to a theatre and all the pre-planning's done, it's just like I can sit back and just go, oof, chill time.
Yeah, but to me, that's not what I like. To me, that's too...
Yeah, because you like living on the edge of your seat. I'm like...
Yeah. To me, walking into a theatre...
It gives me anxiety.
It's sold out. Everybody's sitting waiting for you to come on. The first thing you say, they're laughing. You don't have to work to get the audience quiet.
That's like my dream. I love it.
Well, to me, it's not a nightmare to me. I don't particularly like it. This is going to sound a bit big-headed. It's too easy. They're too easy. I'd rather be with someone with a bit of a noisy crowd. You've got to keep them quiet. Maybe someone's kicking off. And when I ever go back at them, then you get a bigger laugh than you'd get in a theatre.
To be honest with you,
it's too relaxed.
The plan is working, because the plan is basically 2024. We do smaller, more intimate venues. Gives me dad the chance to dip back into this. You know, hone his craft, hone new material, try new bits out in a venue where there's less pressure. And then 2025, back to my biz, back to the big venues and theatres.
I think, and I don't know whether there's sense in this, whether you think this is right, but in theatres, as soon as your dad goes there and you to do the show, or any act, you're in the door, do the night, and then out the door, and then the next act comes.
Yeah. They're
all organised and seating plan, isn't it? Tickets sold.
Yeah.
And the theatre's somewhere that people visit to see a show.
Yeah.
Whereas here, he's coming to their local. You know what I mean?
Got you.
And he's coming into their environment, somewhere they drink every week. Their local club.
What would you think about performing on a show like this in comparison? You like this setup?
Obviously, I get to do some of the theatres and stuff,
yeah.
And like I say, they're all sat there straight, aren't they, looking at you? Whereas here, there's loads of distractions, like this.
But I know what you mean. I can see where you're coming from. When we done a pub in Bedford, didn't we? Just to see what it was like, and there was a fella kicking off.
Yeah.
You know, so I have to kind of like admit, and bow down to you. You know. If you're doing pubs, that's what you can expect. Having said that, it was a fantastic night to a lovely crowd. I loved it, and there was no trouble really. So it was just back to basics. So I like being back to basics. I suppose next year, you know, we'll do theatre tour, but it doesn't bother me doing a place like this. In fact, I love it.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my anxiety levels have settled a lot since we managed to sort out the music situation. And to be honest with you, like, it will be a smash of a show. It will be a great show because of the audience, because of the fact that half the tickets were sold online, so they're all really bought-in fans and all the rest of it. And look, don't get me wrong, whether you want to come and see Frankie in your fucking backyard or in a fucking, you know, in an arena, we're gonna give you the same level of enthusiasm for the show that we would anyway. I think that's something that we do well in terms of putting security on all the shows, because it's needed, isn't it?
It's needed.
Jimmy Carr does it, fucks them all off, gets people thrown out and all
I
that.
think it's crazy the way people will book a ticket. You book a ticket to go and see if you like them.
Yeah.
Why would you go and book a ticket to just try and ruin a show?
The only thing is, it's like when we were in a beer cellar, we had a bit of trouble. Some dickhead came in and he tried to jump up on a stage and chin me. He'd been kicking off downstairs. Right at the death, really. I thought I was ready to fight him. He came right up on stage, only a couple of feet away from me. The bouncers got hold of him and dragged him away. Now, this is going to sound weird to a lot of people. The audience that were there were very entertained by that.
Yeah.
Now, this is going back to kind of like, I don't know, Roman times, the gladiators, people fighting lions. People don't want to see trouble. They don't want to see blood everywhere and someone fighting on a fucking stage. But the threat or the chance or the kind, it's very intense. What the fuck's going on here? Is this fella going to get on the stage? Hang on a minute. Fucking hell, he's got a chin, Frank. He's got a Frank. Where's the bounce? They've got him. They've dragged him out. He's gone. He's coming back. It's a bit of tension and it's a bit of light relief because the people that are watching it are entertained by it. What you find and what we found that night, after that incident, the audience were lovely. They were a great crowd and they liked joining in. They were all singing, get him out, get him out, get him out. Then they started singing, going home, going home, going home. So it can be quite funny. So I know a lot of comics that I've kind of grown up with, kind of like my age, or a bit younger, a bit older, whatever. They've gone to certain venues and they've had a look at it and they've gone, and they've walked in and they've gone home, they've fucked off and they've gone, I'm not working in a place like this. But I've never done that, touch wood, and I never will do it. You never know what you're going to go to. You can walk into a place and you can walk in and you can say to yourself, I wouldn't throw a fucking dog in here, or I wouldn't throw a lion in here. But you could go in, and even people like who look rough or whatever, you know, tough people, they can be a lovely crowd. So that's all I can say. Rest in case.
Strength, weakness, learned. What's your biggest strength?
And we never even wrote that.
What's your biggest strength?
I'm optimistic.
Okay. I'll tell you what, let's do it as a comic right now. I'll ask my dad the same. Biggest strength as a comedian?
My biggest strength
as a comedian. What's your biggest strength as a comedian?
I can remember a lot of material before I go on stage.
Okay, sounds. Dad, biggest strength as a comedian? What's your biggest strength?
What's my biggest strength as a comedian?
Yeah.
Probably my timing.
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds. Jack, second one, we go back to the board. Biggest weakness as a comedian?
If something annoys me when I'm on stage, I can let it slip a little bit, like I can take it home with me, and
it aggravates you.
People could tell by watching me that I'm not enjoying it.
Okay. Dad, biggest weakness as a comedian?
My weakness as a comedian, if anybody comes into the room who I look at and I suspect that they're one of these kind of lefties, like a woke person, and they're sitting there and they're mumbling and they're having a go at me and calling me names under the breath and things, makes me blood boil, and sometimes I can kind of lose it a little bit.
Cool, right. Final thing, back to the board. Biggest thing you've learned from being a comedian?
Learn about people.
Okay.
And the way people are, the way they treat you when they come off stage. Some of them are, you know, some of them love you, some of them hate you, and that's just the way it is with anything in life, isn't it?
Fair play.
So.
Dad, biggest thing you've learned from being a comedian?
The biggest thing I've learned about being a comedian is that everybody has a sense of humour. Doesn't matter where you go, any part of the UK, any part of the world really that speaks English. If you tell gags and you do them well, and you're kind of pleasant with the audience, you're not too aggressive, then you're always going to get good laughs. I've met thousands, millions of different types of people over the years. Everybody can laugh.
Nice.
That's what you've got to remember.
Do you want to ask me the same questions? I'll stand on the board.
Will Cranny, give me your biggest strength.
No, the biggest strength of what? Like the biggest strength
in your job as an event promoter.
In my job as an event promoter, the biggest strength is I get to chill with young Dave on a more than weekly basis. So kind of like a bi-weekly basis, I would chill with him.
What would you say your biggest weakness is?
The biggest weakness is that I don't get to chill with young Dave enough, because I wish he was at every fucking show. Biggest thing I've learned, young Dave is a legend.
Oh, fuck off.
Hey Dad, there will not be any old women in the venue tonight apparently. Can you explain to anyone who isn't from Liverpool why I've just said that?
No boots in the building. I think it's in London as well, but a lot of people refer to very old, like scrubbers, as boots. So there's no boots, but there'll be a few boots upstairs here tonight.
We used to have a woman who lived behind my dad's house, and when I was a kid, my dad wasn't asked about us all playing footy in the garden, and there was like these wood panel fences, and we used to smash the ball against the wood panel fences, and to be fair, sometimes the panels would break, right? And the woman used to put a knife in the ball behind. Everyone's had it all over the UK.
Yeah.
And what do we call it?
The old boot.
The old boot. So if there's any old boots that you know, or if you let us know if you say boot all over the UK, because I don't know. I thought it was just a Scouse
No,
thing.
old boots is kind of like all over the UK, yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a Scouse thing, yeah.
Has an old boot ever put a knife through your fucking footy? So Jack's just asked me a valid point of a question. Now let me just flip it back onto Jack. What was the insight that you reckon about these vlogs and the question that you asked me about it? You reckon a lot of people in the business watch the vlogs?
Yeah, definitely, because it's like everyone goes to work, don't they, have a weekend?
Yeah.
But some people don't speak to other acts or entertainers, and
Yeah.
then especially when comedians are starting out. I know me,
Yeah.
I took loads of advice off your dad and stuff.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that loads of people are looking at this vlog and learning some tips about just before you go on stage and how to deal with things when you come off stage.
You reckon a lot of comedians watch the vlog?
I think a lot of people watch them generally. I mean, it was a good example today. You know, on the way here, we called in a Heartshead Moor service station. The fella came up to me, Frankie, wanted a picture and things. So, and it's kind of repeated all over the UK. So I'm quite famous now, and I think people watch the vlogs, and I've noticed you get much more attention because people are following the vlogs. Yeah, I mean, if there was something that, you've got to just put it back on yourself. If I was in the house and a thing came up and it was about one of the local comedians or even a national comedian who does a vlog going around the clubs, fucking hell, of course you'd watch it, because you're in the same boat. You'd follow him to see what happens, to see what club it is, to see if you've been on there, to see if you're going to go on there, to see how he reacts if he has a bad night or a good night. Yeah, you just watch it. All the comics watch it, I know they do. I know Roy watches it, yeah.
So basically, what I was saying was, a lot of comedians, Jack was saying, they'll learn a lot from the vlog, and I was saying that someone who watches the vlog and act was telling me that they learned about what, you know, us explaining about dying on stage, and I said, I died the most terrible death you've ever seen on stage in your life. That was a joke.
You gotta tell us or act
and
it out.
I'll tell you so I can act it out if you want. So my dad had a mate called Roger. Roger used to put sportsman's evenings on all over the UK. My dad basically tried to mould me into a young comedian, and I was quite good, but
He was very good.
He was very good.
Yeah, I used to just tell stock jokes like my dad does, but in my own style. But I was very nervous, I was very raw, I was very young looking, I was about 21. Anyhow, but I used to do really well. I used to go down pretty well. But I was very Jack the Lad. I was like, you know, just one line of funnies. Anyhow, Roger used to put these shows on all over the UK. And how he used to do it is he used to phone up a venue and say, oh, okay, I can get you a sporting speaker, I can get you the comedian, I can get you an MC. He'd be the MC, he'd bring a sporting speaker with him, and he'd put my dad on all the shows. So he phones my dad and says, look, I've got a show for Will. It's in Carmarthen in Wales. Sound. And I used to go out as Vinnie Allen, that was my stage name. So me and Howard Kendall, who was a great mate of mine, legend, great mate of my dad's, top man. Sadly passed. R.I.P. legend Howard. We're not even Liverpool fans, but that man was a fucking legend.
Everton fans.
No, we're not even Everton fans, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan.
I know you said I'm not even Liverpool fans.
Even though I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh, sorry.
Legend. So drives all the way down to Carmarthen with Howard. Howard's the
South Wales did people
Carmarthen, South Wales. Howard's the speaker, I'm the comedian, and the fucking Roger's the MC. I walks into the gaff expecting, and the act was just like a mini Frankie Allen act basically. I walked into the place, my dad just said, just be ultra confident. I went, okay, sound. As soon as I walked in, the fella says, excuse me, Vinny, I need to let you know, all the lads in here, they're in the parish, so there'll be no swearing tonight, okay? I said, oh, fuck off, mate, you're kidding, aren't you? Like thinking he was taking the piss. He went, no, I'm serious. All the lads are in the parish. Fucking hell. So I goes in, big top table, 500 people in this big fucking room. You can see a picture of it. I get, editor, please, Cal, if you can just pop a photo up here of me with all these our fellas in the middle of Wales. Anyway, I goes in, they've all got these big chains on them and all that, the Mayor of Wales and all that. I'm sat next to, I've got no idea who he is, a manager of the local football club, Carmarthen FC or something. He's from Bristol, he's a good lad, he's sat next to me. I'm dead young, fresh face, sitting there with a suit on. As we're sitting there like that, all of a sudden I looks down at the menu, and on the menu it says, comedian Hal Nolan, would it have been?
Should have been,
yeah, Hal Nolan. So an old, very experienced comedian. So I'm thinking, Hal Nolan, what's happening here? Anyway, the MC gets up, Roger, he goes, I just want to let you all know that unfortunately Hal Nolan has fallen ill this morning. So we have this young man standing in for you all tonight. He's only just starting off in the business. His name is Vinny. Fucking I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm going to die on my arse here. So I'm sat next to this fella. I can't swear. I'm a standing comedian. I look about fucking 20. I am about 20. So I'm going, oh my god. He said, they'll do the whole fucking thing in Welsh. So I went, okay, sound. He gets up, he did the whole fucking speech in Welsh to start the show. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Vinny Allen.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm standing there like that.
You done well at first, so
stood up. First 2 minutes. Hey, blah 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 blah.
Swansea and all that, yeah.
What's happening? Anyone, you know, all the rest of it. Anyone in from so and so? Just getting them on side, getting them going. And next minute, I said, oh look, here's this fucking, look at this scruffy fella. He looks like Shaggy off Scooby-Doo. Everyone was in bulk, so I thought, fucking sound, I'm on here. Yeah. Great. One of my routines was about being adopted, and it's just a throwaway couple of jokes. It's not like a story or anything like that. As soon as I started getting into my routine, next minute just deathly silence. And then I noticed that I was swearing and I was swearing. Sorry, my dad had said to me, I phoned him and said, what shall I do here? They're in the Welsh National Party, they don't want me to swear, all the rest of it, all this mad shit. And he was like, fuck them, do your act. And I was like, what? And he was like, fuck them, do your act. Just to ask you, Dad, why would you give that advice to someone, fuck them, do your act?
Well, I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound, you are what you are, you just do it. Not everybody in there we're going to be like old men, bitter old men who don't like being blue. That's why you're going down very well at first, there were a percentage of them who were decent lads, who were just out for a good laugh. So that's why I said to you, you know, that's my advice, but my advice was to just do your act. Because once you start trying to change the way that you are, you know, you're a blue comedian, he swears, he's a young lad on stage, you try and do an act where like it's a sermon, you know, like a fucking funeral or something, it's not going to work. You're not that fella. So you're best off being yourself and live or die by being yourself.
So that was the advice that I was given. So I'm standing there on stage, next minute, deathly silence. I'm thinking, oh my fucking god. So up here, I'm sound, I'm thinking, right, okay, I'm dying a bit here, let's try and get them back. Boom, nothing, boom, nothing, boom, nothing. So then, all of a sudden I'm standing there, I'm smiling, I'm turning around, and you'll be able to explain this, Dad, in a minute, but so anyone who's watching, when you die as a comedian like that, you don't feel like a terrible like sense of like, oh my god, this is horrific. You just feel normal as though I'm standing in front of you now, because I don't know why, whether it's your adrenaline or something, but I looked down and this leg was just jolting, shaking like fuck, as though it was like trying to get me out the building. Anyway, I'm carrying on. All of a sudden you hear from the back, you're dying on stage, lad. You're dying on stage, lad. I just went, oh fucking hell, I've been Vinny Allen, good night, nice one. Boom, put me fucking thing down, sat down like that. And Howard said to me, stay here, lad. That's the way he was when he did. Stay here, lad, come on, you did great, lad, don't worry about it. And I phoned my dad, and I went, Dad, listen, I just fucking died on my arse there, like, like this situation. He just went, get out, get in the car and lock your car.
Yeah, so Will rang me. I was actually on stage in Bolton at the Bolthouse Hotel doing a sportsman's evening. I'm not sure who he was on with, and I was actually on stage, and the way I am with Will, I've always been very close to him. The phone rang and it was Will, and I was right in the middle of my act. I was telling gags, about 400 or 500 lads there, it's all men, and I just said, boys, I've just got to stop, answer this call. And Will said, Dad, I'm at a terrible time down here, been on stage, whatever. And I said, get out, get into your own car, don't stand around with them, because what happens when you stand around with the people that you've just died in front of, you've had a bad time, they're like kind of, they'll give you the bad time at the bar, they'll start saying, do you know where you went wrong, you did this and you did that, you know, and they'll start having a go at you. Some of them can be a bit aggressive. So I said, get out of the fucking place, go to the car park, get in your car, sit in the car, lock the doors and get changed if you can, which is that's what you did, innit?
Yeah, so I got in the car, put my slippers on, my pyjamas, and that was the end of the story.
Why?
Roger ran out with me dough, because I knew I wouldn't go back in at that point. If I put my pyjamas on, like I put pyjamas on, like comfy clothes to drive home in, including slippers. I was like, well, I can't go back in the gaff, so if someone starts trying to give me shit at the front door, I'm not going to bounce in a load of in like slippers and that. That was it. Anyhow, gonna get on with the show. It's 7:30 now. I don't know what time we're gonna kick things off.
What happened tonight, I usually bring a charger with me, but I'm just like Man United, can't hang on to a lead.
Right, we're gonna take you upstairs.
And I'm gonna take over the camera.
There you go. So, here we are in the mixed toilets, in case you want to throw a mix out. I'm going upstairs. And I will show you the cafe. Sweet or good? Just been to clock the room.
What's it like?
Okay, turn it on us please so that we can see ourselves.
There's
Live reaction.
it's alright, it's sound. There's one table that needs to be filled up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we're sweet.
Yeah, but the one thing that I would say is there was like fucking teenagers in there.
It was a mad age range, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it a vermin vibe, Will?
What do you mean a vermin vibe?
Vermin vibe is, are they kind of like a rough crowd, like...
No, it's very
smackheads?
placid. It's just like, there's like
No atmosphere?
women there with the kids and that.
Oh, fuck off!
Yeah, there's like a baby in a pram and everything.
No, seriously, is there women there with kids and that?
No, did you?
No, I don't mean kids, like fucking 6-year-olds. I mean like 19-year-old, 18-year-old girls.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh no, don't video me.
Wait there, I'm videoing you because we've all got a screen here, guys. We've got some
Let me get the gag out.
chicken and chips. What have you got here, Dad? Chicken curry and chips? Chicken curry and chips. How's it going?
Frankie Allen, what a lot of people don't know about him is, he's got an asbestos mouth. He can eat soups, red hot,
Yeah.
and it's gone within 2 seconds.
He
Look at
loves
his plate
hot
now.
stuff, yeah.
I like that stuff.
Never known how he's been.
Right, I'm gonna go tuck into this, people. See you in a minute. My dad needs to go and get changed, so we're gonna go and show you the room and find out what it's like. I'm not doing any proper getting into the MCing bits tonight because Jack is here and he's gonna take the hit for me, which is very kind of him. Yeah, I'm gonna go and show you the room, see what it's saying, chat to Milky, the fella who's DJing the show tonight. I'm sure it's gonna be a belter. We will find out. People are still eating scran in there. What are you thinking?
Nothing, just not. These will have to wait a minute.
Yeah.
If that's what you think.
Yeah, definitely. This is a bit of an MTV Cribs moment. We're just showing you what we're dealing with here. We've polished off our chicken and chips. That was Jack's. He starts his diet on Monday. That's mine. If you notice, I ate most of the chicken, got rid of the sauce, and ate a few snide chips, as we call them. Nobody's had the massage on this chair, unfortunately. There's Jack and my dad, suited and booted, ready for the show. Jack, just flip this round so we can just show them the rest of the room. We are here in our changing room, living the dream and ready for the show. So as I said to you, I ain't doing much tonight. I'm literally just gonna get on. Jack's gonna do 5 minutes, which is gonna be fucking great because it's an extra bonus for the audience who get to see not just an incredible MC and a headline comedian, but also one of the top comedians in the Northwest, but in the UK as well. At what he does, which is fucking fantastic. Glad to have Jack here tonight. And
are you glad to have Jack here tonight?
Oh yeah, as long as he doesn't go on too long, and I'm standing, hoping not standing in an hour like that in front of him. Please come
like
off.
the Willie Me York.
sometimes the dad goes on too long and he ends up getting pulled off.
Yes.
Yeah. What are we waiting for?
Just waiting for them to finish the food, which I think they've probably finished by now.
Is that a mustache with your eyebrow come down for the drink? Now, I'm not a f***ing idiot. He looks a bit of an hard case, I'm not for a prick on. He looks stronger than a Peter Pal's password. Enjoy your night, you have a great night. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Jack Ryan! Only the UK's most feared comedian, Mr. Frankie Allen!
Anyway, we were right. As soon as your dad's come on, he started getting huge laughs straight away. And yeah, when I started telling jokes, it went quite well. I only done 5 or 6 minutes. Lovely.
Yeah.
Bang, just go on. The only problem is, for anyone who's interested in listening to this,
Yeah.
you can go on stage, loads of comedians worry about having 45 minutes to an hour of material. That's fucking better than having to do 5 minutes sometimes, because your act flows.
Yeah.
When you do 5 minutes, you end up picking your best stuff.
Yeah.
None of it fits together.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's so fucking random.
So what we're gonna do is gonna go and get a bit of footage of my dad on stage. Jack wants to go and check him out anyway.
Because it's freezing down here.
It is fucking freezing down here, to be honest, but I'm gonna grab a water. No, I don't know where the fuck my water is.
You alright, love? Okay, I'll feel late to start jogging. Fuck off! I've never been anyone on this in my fucking life. Rough as fuck everyone like you in your life. How you doing, mate? You shouldn't drink on an empty head, you silly. God, close your fucking legs, love. What a place to keep a fucking head jog. Hang on a minute. You c*** that mother your wife. Shut up or fuck off. I only have an hour to earn my money, you go all fucking night. You've been a great audience. I'll be back later on. Thanks for inviting me here tonight. You're fantastic. All the best.
Well, let's hear it for Frankie Allen!
Just come off. Live reaction from you, Dad. What do you think?
A bit rough. A bit kind of what you would use your words that you use. Some of them aren't invested. Some of them like strangers. They don't even know who I am.
The ones on the left-hand side.
No idea who I am.
No.
Yeah.
They're not
it's
even.
weird. They're not kind of getting involved in it at all.
They're like, how can
Like
they?
school teachers or
Yeah.
something,
How could
yeah.
they not even know what the type of vibe was like? The woman's like, it's as though
It's
she's
a shock to
expecting.
them.
Yeah.
It's gone over their heads. It's just not
Yeah.
there,
This
yeah.
is not sort of place that you just
Yeah.
walk along the street and end up in.
That's what I mean. So what I mean is, how the fuck have they ended up at a Frankie Allen show? The woman's like, oh, like, oh,
Thinking like the paper,
shock,
yeah,
disgust. How do you think the show went?
Quite good, okay.
Yeah,
What
really
do you
well.
reckon?
Yeah. Really good.
That's to work hard though, you know, some dickheads at the back shouting out, a couple of beers.
Yeah, but they're all in. It's all in good jest.
Yeah, it's alright, Will, great.
Yeah. How did you find it, Jack?
Great, typical, classic Frankie Allen audience.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and Frankie went down great.
Yeah. So back on at 10 o'clock. Bob's your uncle, in and out, and we can do the tune.
Back on at 10 o'clock. How long's that now to go?
15 minutes.
Back on in 15 minutes and do what? How long?
30.
To 30.
Including the tune. Yeah.
Pictures at the end.
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
But a little bit kind of quiet, but I've woke them up, I think, now, you know.
Yeah. Well, they had no entertainment before it. Obviously, me and Jack just did like fucking 5 minutes between us.
I think it sounds.
So,
Better than a kick in the face.
how come you flew out at that fella who was heckling?
I wasn't going to ignore him because it was starting, people were starting to like talk, you know.
When I was on, I mean.
Oh, when you were on?
Yeah.
I didn't like it, you know, I just thought he was being a prick.
Oh, no, I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I told Callum, I said, tell that dickhead to stop shouting.
Yeah, he's been
I
sound.
was more worried about the case when I come on and he's going to start shouting out.
Oh no, he was a laugh him.
Was he alright, yeah?
He played right into my hands, yeah.
And you got loads of laugh off the back of him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but that dickhead at the back that was shouting out, you could be my father and all that.
He was sound, him. He's a good laugh, yeah. He's just a young lad.
Once you shot him down, he shut up.
Yeah.
To be
Oh, he
honest with you.
started again. He started again.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Look, not being funny. You want that to some extent, don't you? Because you wouldn't have been able to use them jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Alsatian beat me to it thing.
It's a cracking. I haven't aged that for ages. Cracking. An Alsatian beat me to it.
But I've never had someone shouting out.
See? That's what I mean.
You've got to keep it in your mind, you know, you've got to be ready.
I know, well, you must.
Right. Well, it's a very, very successful show so far. We're going to go and chill. I wonder, do you think that table on the left-hand side will leave?
No, they won't leave. I think they bought too much. I think they're probably connected to the club somehow. And they feel obligated to stay here, but it's totally not their vibe.
Yeah. Madness.
Did
Like,
that fella say, get on Frankie's route?
look at the root on him.
Mate, everyone's that still shouting out, listen mate, if you're not enjoying the show, off phone with Shaggy Bird. You may as well have your other countries. Fuck off, you dickhead. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a fantastic audience. Have a safe journey on, all the very best. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet and give it up one more time for the UK's most feared comedian, Mr. Frankie Allen! Was it spring?
Cheers, love. Dad, just coming here, live reaction.
Very good. I mean, a very different crowd than last night. Very, very different. Had to work hard tonight. Keep me composure. Don't panic when some of the stuff wasn't getting any laughs. But I think, when all said and done, I think it was fantastic. It went down great in the end. I got them, you know, really got them. What do you think?
I think it was amazing.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was sound well. It was great.
Are you all packed up and ready to go? I think you've left your bills there on the side.
Try and get some box pops on the way out.
Always likes to leave something at each venue to mark the scent. Pair of undies this time.
Listen, where are we? Boys and girls, you wouldn't catch me dead wearing a pair of fucking undies like that.
What, Calvin Klein's?
If you must know, I wear Nike dry fit underwear when I'm wearing gym gear, and I change out into white underpants only when I'm wearing dress wear.
And you know what I'm going to say to that?
Go on.
One of your old school shouts, textbook Will Irish shouts, but you don't use anymore.
What?
Interesting fact.
Interesting. Okay. Speaking to the guys after the show,
Hey,
what was
hey.
the night like?
If you ain't been before to see Frankie Allen, you're missing out. What a guy.
Top man.
What a guy.
Big thank you, mate.
Absolutely marvellous. Frankie, absolutely top mate. Swear to God.
Thanks very much.
Right, meet me out fella, we just had a quick look on the app and was like, right, I'm like Frankie Allen. He's like, you're rough in here.
Milky's been looking after us tonight, DJing, top man. Yes, lads. Nice one. Enjoy the show? Belter. Belter. Thanks, lads. Top man, nice one. See you later, fella. So we are in the car. Jack, good night.
Great night, you know, really enjoyed it, to be honest. It was like an old school gig.
Yeah. Enjoyed having Jack with us, to be honest with you. Great company. Good night, wasn't it, Dad? So what we're going to do is we're going to get on the road, and then when we stop at a service, we'll figure out how the night went in full. Because I want to get on the road, because we're 3 hours away from home. So let's fucking go, and we'll see you when we get to the service, people. Here we are at the service station. Do you know where we are?
Ferry Bridge.
Ferry Bridge. I've got a coffee.
not far really from Leeds, but kind of like between. This is where the A1M and the M62 meet each other. So yeah, it's a bit of a crossroads. Not far from Wakefield really, so we're a couple of hours from home from here.
Sounds.
We're all tired.
So yeah, I'm gonna let my dad fill you in a minute in his own time about how the actual show went. It's been an easy ride home. I have got a chicken and bacon toasty. I've got one of these protein shakes, and I've got a black coffee. Jack's got a cup of tea.
No, I've got a mug of tea.
A mug of tea. I'll give you a taste test on this chicken and bacon toasty, which I must say looks very heavy. Let's see what it's saying.
Smells nice.
Oh, fucking unbelievable.
Is it?
Oh mate.
Really?
Oh, unbelievable. One of the best things I've eaten in a while, this. Gotta be. Bit of black coffee as well. Lovely. Anyway, I'll let my dad fill you in on how the night was.
Yeah, the night was very different really than last night. Last night was a great night, but a lovely crowd, kind of like very, I mean, easy I suppose. I mean, not easy, they were laughing at anything, you know, they were really up for it. Tonight they were a bit more boisterous, a bit kind of like a little bit rough and ready. And that's to work hard, but they still were very receptive and it went down brilliant, and you know, both spots went down great. Jack came on, Jack Ryan opened up, very good, went down great. I went on after him, and Will was emceeing. It was just flowed really. It was a great night, and we're having some fantastic nights lately. Selling out everywhere, we can't go wrong. Second half it came out and I had to work hard. I mean, that's what I'm paid for, that's what you get paid for, you've got to work. But thank God, in the end, it was a sensation, fantastic night. Thanks to Will, thanks to Jack Ryan, thanks to myself, and thanks to Tony Booth for organising everything, and to Neil at the club. Brilliant night.
Tell people what you were saying about the format of the show at the end.
Oh, I just said that. There's nice background music playing, and you come on. Then you get the support, whether it's me or someone else, and then Frankie comes on, does his first set, then there's a break, then he comes back and does another set, then there's the song, then there's all the photos at the end, and it's a full night.
Yeah.
There's no sitting around and waiting. Plus they had food on tonight where they all had a curry as well, which is great.
Dad, talk to us about the difference between last time round when there was no song played at the end to this time.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we had some kind of glitches, some kind of gremlins. We couldn't get the sound right. We couldn't get the song to play. I sing, as you know, Sweet Caroline at the end, so we couldn't do, a bit of a disaster. But tonight, thanks to our Jack here, who kind of, our technical expert as well as comedian, he got it sorted out, got it all up and running. And by the time we rehearsed it a couple of times, by the time I went on right at the very end, it went down great. Everybody in the whole place was on their feet, swaying from side to side, Sweet Caroline. And just a fantastic, brilliant night. We're all very tired, I'm nearly falling asleep here. But we've got another couple of hours to go before we get back to Will's. Then me and Jack have to drive. I have to drop Jack off in West Derby. And I go down to the Hood, Kensington. So that's what we're up to now.
So enjoyable night, mate, yeah?
Great night, great banter on the way.
Yeah, throw that back around to me a
We
sec.
was missing one person though.
Who are we missing?
40.
Little chocolate protein shake. It's not the best, to be honest, but
I don't like them.
I just want to say big thanks to everyone who came to the show. At the end of the day, it's 12:30 on a Saturday evening. It's my little cousin's 30th birthday party that I'm missing out on tonight, and the whole family are there. At the end of the day, you've got to make these sacrifices in order to entertain the masses. And to be honest with you, we've got an hour and a half on our journey. We won't get back, or we won't end up at home until about 3 o'clock in the morning, which will give me a shite sleep for tomorrow. But at the end of the day, we're doing this for the greater good. We're doing this because we love the life that we lead, which is entertaining people and yeah, getting out there and fucking living, rather than, you know, yeah, okay, I'm in the office doing admin all week, but this is what it's all about. Having a laugh late at night, having a chill, the banter behind the scenes, the whole thing. And we really live for it. We're not just fucking, we're not just doing it for the dough or whatever. We're doing it because We love entertaining the masses.
It's always been a fantastic night, thanks to our Will, my son, who's organises, MCs the shows, sets up all this work that we've been doing this year. Fantastic. I'm just very, very tired, but I always wake up after the show with a terrible headache in the morning. So now I'm going to go over and get some paracetamol from the shop. That's where I'm going right now.
Sweet. Right, I'm gonna go and get a nice Coke so that I've got it ready for when I finish this coffee.
A Coke?
Yeah, nice, like a vanilla Coke or something. So, over and out. We'll drive home, probably give you a little wrap up when we get home. Hope you enjoy the vlog, people. Big thanks to everyone who's been watching the vlogs. Views are flying. Last few have had like 30,000 in a week, so very, very pleased with how this is all going. Trajectory is on the up for 2024, and I can't thank you all enough. Back to the car. Another hour and a half to go, or an hour and 40 to go. Let's go. No hats, hoodies, or helmets. So Jack, there's no helmets allowed in here, so we'll have to ban that lad from the gym who told me to fucking put my arse away.
Lad, get your arse out my face. Making him famous here.
Arrived home, wrapping the vlog up. Talk to me about the full weekend.
Brilliant weekend, both nights were fantastic. Tonight very different than last night, different crowd, but we did go down just as well really. It was fantastic. Brought it home to me tonight how different it is when you're working local. We went to Preston last night, I was driving last night, but even so it just didn't seem a distance. But tonight going to Hull, coming back, it's a hell of a way, a long way, so I'm very tired. I just want to get into bed, but we've done it. Would like to thank everyone for the 2 nights, everybody that was involved, especially, you know, tonight, Tony Booth, and thank Will Cranny for organising everything tonight. He's been brilliant. Jack Ryan, our special surprise guest tonight on the show, and I just want to get home now and get into bed.
Nice, right. Big thanks for everyone for watching. As always, keep watching the vlogs and we'll be able to get more content out to you very soon. We appreciate it massively. Give us a thumb up, do your thing, get yourself subscribed, like, comment, share, all of that shit. Catch you on the next one.
See you later, everyone.
Next Tuesday, 7 o'clock in a bit, people.